So we're going to talk about 25 coins I would personally invest in. Let's go through them. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new, make sure you have subscribed, hit the bell button and leave a like, it really does help. Also leave a comment, get the algorithm going. Let's get me going. There's a space on the shelf, one space left. YouTube plaque, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Anyways, today's video, disclaimer, not financial advice. This is projects that I like the look of. Now there's 25, random 25. I'm not going too deep. However, caveat to all of this, I have not included any of my holds, any of them. So if anyone goes, where's Polkadot? Where's Kasama? Where's Federal Reserve? You know why. So disclaimer, none of my holds are in this because people always go, well, it's easy, you just put some of your holds in. Well, maybe one or two, but we're going to do 25 without. This could be fun, right? So I'm hoping this gives you a little bit of a dynamic of what I look for. I'm not going to go into full deep dives of any of these, by the way. I'm going to go very, very slight because why not? Now, prices may have fluctuated, may have gone up and down, but I am looking at stuff with an actual genuine use case that could be utilized and also survive. I've tweeted a lot recently regarding meme coins and NFTs. For me, where I am in life, I want to survive. I don't want to be trying to get rich because I don't need to. I've kind of already done that part. Sorry if that sounds arrogant, but I've been here for a while. I'm happy, right? I want to keep my portfolio wealth and I want to keep growing it. And I will look at certain projects instead of going down the dark alley route of Reddits and stuff like that. No need to. So this one is got a bit of risk involved. It's also got a bit of like obvious kind of elements to it in terms of establishment. So yeah, let's start. So let's get into it. I'll keep it super simple. I don't want to go too deep because this is going to be pretty savage. I will be putting a full list on my Patreon, so if you want to jump in and get involved in some other stuff, I am going to be doing a deep dive on a coin on Patreon after this video, essentially. So a few people have been requesting it, so I might as well have a bit of a deep dive. It may or may not be mentioned on this list. Who knows? Right, shall we talk about it? Let's go. Number one, an exchange coin is required. Now, this may not be for obvious long-term gains because of obviously its value, but more for its test of time. Establishment, Binance coin. Chances of it rug pulling on us, very, very slight. Imagine if that happened. Oh, wow. Talk about speculation. Very unlikely. Even though it does get a little bit of, a little bit of stuff thrown at it, but I think it'll be absolutely fine. Anyways, moving on. Quickly. Luna. I do like Luna. Most people know this. I invest in reserve rights, which is cool. Similar sort of ilk to what they're obviously trying to achieve and do. Imagine if that happens to reserve rights from this point. Not going to speculate too much, but that is a huge gain. But I do like Luna. I first mentioned this on Learning Crypto in one of my analysis videos at 30 cents. I did like the look of it. I didn't buy it though. I'm an idiot for not buying it. But hey ho, it happens, doesn't it? Sometimes you can't win them all. But I do like the fundamentals of this. It has a very, very good, sleek project around it. Now, next one would be Avalanche. For obvious reasons, it is a great application. It is a great chain, layer one, done very, very well over the last coming months. And even if we're looking at like history of the last 3 months, boom, it's done very, very well. And this is why I got a little bit annoyed with certain coins and assets in the past and not growing. This has been a perfect example of a one that has been growing very, very nicely. I do expect to see this continue to grow over time. And I do think this will stand the test of time as well. I think it has got the partnerships, it's got the infrastructure, it's got the team for it to probably be around for a lot longer than, some other coins that we do see pop up randomly. Usually a dog. Anyways, enough of that. Now, let's talk about something first, because I think this is going to be a bulk of my portfolio as well in terms of what I'm doing as well longer term, which is BlockFi. Why? Stable currencies. Now, I've mentioned this a few times on my social media very, very quickly. If you've got some stable currency and you are in profit and you're making it work, you can then get paid in other cryptocurrencies via this, or obviously for the obvious reasons is you take profit high and then you reinvest low. You might as well put it in a few places. I put it in Swissborg and I put it in BlockFi. So BlockFi, link below. make sure you check it out. You get some free money. Anyways, moving on to the obvious. Talked about this a few days ago. Polygon. Ethereum will always probably need a layer 2 because it's bloaty. It doesn't quite work unless they totally change the infrastructure and the language of Ethereum. I can't not see a layer 2 kicking around that's going to be useful. This is the most obvious one. It's got the most amount of applications for obvious reasons, and it's pretty cool, right? It works very well. You can mint your NFTs on there. You can do your DeFi transactions on there. You're going to see more and more Polygon kicking around, I think, because Ethereum is not working. Last night, you probably seen my tweet. If you do follow me on Twitter, make sure you do. I literally was about to jump out that window. It was painful. It was slow. It was very expensive. It cost me like $90 to do one transaction. What? It's disgusting. Anyways, moving on. Layer 0, essentially. Cosmos, essentially the competitor to Polkadot. It's a good asset. This is a great asset. Do like it a lot. Don't invest in it, obviously, because I got Polkadot, but, you know, I can see this lasting a long time as well. I can see this doing very, very well in terms of what it is. Again, I can see it standing the test of time. Another one. Standing the test of time. It's been around for a while. VeChain. Why? Because global logistics are important and also proof of what it is. Now, behind me, you've probably seen it anyways before, I bought myself a signed helmet. I'm a massive F1 geek. Bought a helmet. You want to make sure it's real. It was from a real source. And this is the same with this. This will allow you to know if things are real, i.e. Gucci stuff and whatever brands it is. Certain car parts are important for safety reasons, for obvious reasons. Food, transportation, this does it all. So again, it's been around for a while and I can't see it going anywhere anytime soon. Another obvious one, sorry guys, I know some of these are really obvious. Esports, streaming, television, all kinds of good stuff. This is the one that is probably the leading light at the moment. Will be some competition, don't get me wrong, obviously. But for me, if you're looking for a service that's got already traffic and already got a revenue mechanism, obviously with T-Fuel and stuff, it's doing very, very, very well. So again, another one that, for me, I'd definitely be putting some money into. Talk about competition regarding layer 1 blockchains, Near Protocol. Really like Near. For me, I personally feel that I've missed the boat on this in terms of my risk appetite for obvious reasons. I want to buy low, sell high, but it still could do well. But, you know, when I look through this video now and I'm going through it and talking about it, the way I look at it, this could be a video I go back through in a year or two's time and go, remember when these are these prices? Now, this should be your mentality as well, right? Listening to this. If we do get a blow off and then we get a bear market, let's just say we all know it's coming at some point, you may be thinking, well, these coins were awesome back then. Look at the prices. The likes of Near Protocol would be probably pretty top of my list in terms of a potential opportunity for me to get involved in. It's got great technology. It's got huge backers and it's got a massive development fund. Can't see that going anywhere, personally. Another one, Hedra Hashgraph. It's been around for a while. This is a DAG, a little bit different to a blockchain. But at the same time, though, pretty good. It's been around for a while and I can't see this vanishing anytime soon neither. Again, it's one of those things. It's where it's a bit more advanced, this one. If you're going to look at it in terms of how it kind of works, it's a little bit different. I'm pretty sure this is a DAG, unless I got the wrong end of the stick. But anyways, it is a great place to build your dApps. Anywho, adoption. It's currently priced at 0. Don't know why. Hey ho. Probably this was taken forever to load, by the way. CoinMarketCap. That's probably just giving you an idea of how mental the market is. But for me, I am looking to utilize this card more instead of Pluton. Why? Because this I can spend crypto on much easier. Pluton you can, but it's not as easy. This is more free going. So I can put random stuff onto this, convert it into pounds or whatever, and then use it as a card. So if you want to get involved in this, there's a link in my link tree, I believe. So feel free to jump in. You get some free monies if you do so. But yeah, crypto.com. I was a fan of it. Didn't really like it for a bit because they had a massive PR disaster. The customer service went to a bit of pooey, and then obviously they've sorted their stuff out. But they did grow incredibly fast. A bit too fast in my opinion. But can't see these vanishing anytime soon because they're probably the biggest in terms of marketing. They sponsor everything. Have you not noticed? They've got football teams. They've got bloody the F1 rights. They've got all kinds. One of the main sponsors of F1. That's huge. Moving on. The Graph. Now, this is more in lines of API services and stuff like that. In terms of the Web3 ecosystem, the broader horizon of it. In terms of pulling everything together. somewhat like Chainlink in a way, but a bit more geeky. I do like the look of it. This could do very, very well, and it could probably be a mainstay as infrastructure for the crypto markets on an overall field. Pretty big. Moving on to something relatively obvious, I know, I do apologize. Pancake Swap. I personally feel that this is like the second best decentralized platform, and I think it's the easiest to use. Not just for that, it's just the fact that the fees are better as well. I would have recommended Uniswap, but why was I? If like it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to like do a transaction, it's kind of pointless. So Pancake Swap, really, really good passive income on Pancake Swap. I do think these will do well in a bear market due to that, because the opportunities are going to be here. Realistically, the syrup pools and stuff, I think they'll do well. Moving on to a very obvious one in terms of layer 1 blockchains and a sharding protocol, Harmony. You know, not the greatest in the world in terms of risk reward right now, but at the same time though, it's got really good infrastructure, really good technology, and it has been doing pretty well over the last year. It's probably done incredible growth over the last year. Absolute credit to it. And again, this is a one that would be on my list in terms of looking for something with a bit more infrastructure. Another one that has done well over the course of the year, and another one that people have been talking to me about for a while. This has done incredible, you know, it really has. And sometimes these projects, you just need a bit of an oomph and off they go. Really, really good solid fundamentals, got some great partnerships. And at the same time though, you know, it's been around for a while. June 2018, this has been around. It's pretty cool. But again, this could be something that maybe you feel like you've missed the boat, but in the bear market, it may come down to a nice reasonable price, and then you may get that second opportunity, which is always important. Another one, I'm not going to change my voice for this, but Helium looks relatively awesome in terms of passive income as well. There's a lot of nodes going on around for this. So it's powered, obviously, Internet of Things devices. Internet of Things is huge, and again, it's been around since July 2019. It's starting to get its grip on the market, certainly in terms of nodes. You've probably seen the likes of Time, you've probably seen the likes of Strong in terms of nodes and passive income and stuff like that. This is in a similar way, sort of that ilk at the same time. A bit more complicated though in terms of me explaining that, but it's looking relatively good. It's doing all right, you know, and it has been growing relatively good. Year to date, it's been doing incredibly well. It was 88 cents at the start of this year, pretty much. That's crazy. Moon River, don't really have to give this much of talking up, do I? So this is essentially going to be run on the Canary network of Kusama, and what this will do is it will basically be a smart contract platform which will communicate with Ethereum. That's pretty big, right? So I've always said this, I think Ethereum's going to be the thing that's going to kick Polkadot and Kusama up the rankings because of this, basically due to the fact of how many smart contracts will run through it, and that's going to be token flow for the relay chain and all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, all the ecosystem going to grow because Ethereum is the biggest network. Moving on, Woo Network, trading platform. A trading platform that actually is, you know, it's relatively a liquidity platform, but essentially the trading platform is going to have essentially very, very low fees, or pretty much no fees, which is relatively awesome for executions of trades. So again, when we start thinking about fees and trading platforms and people and mass adoption and all kinds of stuff like that, Binance, yeah, as much as I think it'll stay forever because it's got everything on it, but the one thing that lets it down, fees. It's quite expensive, but hey ho, people pay them if they want them. Ocean Protocol, something in the world of data. A little bit different, right? Yeah, cool. So this is a data economy. Data is huge. If you look into data, you'll probably fall down the biggest rabbit hole. Your data is worth millions. It's worth billions. It could be worth trillions in the future, just the way it's going, right? With everything in the world of the internet, crazy, right? So this is something that will change that. So Ocean Protocol, if you're into data and you're into geeky sort of stuff, this is something that you can look at. If you want to get your data back and you want to get monetized on that as well, in terms of you getting your payment for you, something worth looking at. Another one, been doing very, very well recently, is Origin Trail Track. This is very, very similar to the likes of VeChain, I do believe. It's somewhat similar, but at the same time, there's a lot more. And it has some monster partnerships as well. It's been doing very, very well recently. Again, looking at the last year, it's had a massive dip. Look at this, right? We're talking about bull and bear markets here, right? Bullish period, bearish period, accumulation, pop. That is where the wealth is created. And again, this is something that could be worth a lot of money in the future due to its use case. Mentioned this a few days ago. In terms of gaming platforms, esports, probably the competitor to Theta. Lower market cap, it's been doing incredible. This has been doing brilliant. Even since I was talking about it as a potential investment opportunity and doing some price analysis on my Patreon for it, it's been doing great. And again, I just have my bags full, so I'm not really looking for new opportunities just yet. Luxo, this is developed by one of the main men of Ethereum, built up and ran away and did his own project. This is more of a platform for the digital lifestyle, if that makes sense. It's kind of a bit weird if you're trying to kind of explain it. But when you start talking about fashion, gaming, design, all kinds of social media sort of stuff, this is the platform for you. So when we talk about adoption and digital world and all kinds of stuff around that, it's probably going to get bigger and better with tokenization. So this could probably grow in the future when that is kind of at that right stage. I don't think crypto's there yet, but it's something to keep an eye on. This could do well in the long term. Another one, we're talking about decentralization. When things go down, it's a pain in the ass, i.e. cloud systems, Amazon Cloud. This is a thing that is going to kind of stop that. There's no real detail on here, but Akasha is essentially a decentralized cloud network which shouldn't go down. So when we talk about, as I just mentioned, in terms of Amazon Cloud, you know, the services what basically makes the internet run. When they go down, everything goes down, right? It's a nightmare. So when we start talking about all these different pressure points in terms of the internet, servers, traffic, people, annoyance, this is something that could be online at all times, which is a massive, massive plus. Because if the internet goes down, we're kind of buggered, really. Let's be honest here. So this is something that aims to solve that. Getting towards the end now. This has been doing absolute bits recently. If I look at the year to date, look at that, boom. But again, it's another one that could be something that you could look at in the future if the market goes bearish. And again, all to do with layer ones, proof of work, you know, a scalable language that could be very, very interesting for the long term. This has done incredibly well. And you can see here it's created by JP Morgan's first blockchain, leads, and oh, it's got ridiculous partnerships. It's getting the hype. I probably will do a video on this at some point. It's pretty cool. I do like it. Another one, Shida Network. Again, we'll talk about decentralized platforms, but also this is an Ethereum compatible one on Kusama. This is going to probably do pretty well. There will be I believe there's going to be a parachain for Polkadot version for this one as well. So this is on the Canary network. And again, a multi-chain decentralized application layer on the Kusama network. You know, smart contracts. This will enable the smart contracts to work. That layer, huge. And again, the fact that it supports the Ethereum virtual machine and WebAssembly, it's pretty big. So that could do pretty well as well. And finally, a bit of DeFi. You've probably heard of Akala. That's going onto the Polkadot ecosystem. This is the one on Kusama. And again, you know, this is compatible with Ethereum. So you're going to probably see some Ethereum DeFi contracts flying around on this. This is already doing very, very, very well in terms of how many people have got like money involved in this, in terms of the total value locked up and stuff. Doesn't look it on terms of price, but this could do very, very well. And again, keep an eye out on Akala in terms of the parachains. So, done. Very simple. Very, very quick. I do apologize. However, there will be a list on my Patreon if you're interested. This is a video that I will probably come back to in the future, see how they're doing and if they've survived, and see where the potential prices could be. Imagine me going back in like a year or two to this video, for example, right? If I'm still alive, obviously. Could be interesting because there could be some amazing opportunities here. If the product and the projects and the team and they're all still there and they're still working, they'll be fine. If not, and they're dead, we'll figure it out. Cool. See you later.